You are the most valuable investment you will ever make. Hi, I'm Zarina Poonawalla, your leadership coach, life coach, and emotional intelligence coach. You probably know me from the Empowering series, and this is my new show, the Life Manifesto with Zarina Poonawalla. I'm going to coach you to be the best version of yourselves. So get ready to create, attain, and manifest the life you've always desired and make it your reality. It's Independence Day, and nothing in the world can be more important than claiming your freedom, your independence. We associate this day with patriotic freedom that our forefathers fought for, tooth and nail, freedom from the shackles of oppression. But you know what? The most fascinating thing is, independence never started with a nation. It started with individuals who knew the value of it. Every freedom fighter, every patriot had the ability to think independently, freely. Their minds were unchained, and so with collective consciousness, they changed the course of history. Now let's talk about you. Where do you think you are? Who do you think you are? Here are a couple of questions you need to ask yourself when trying to measure the level of your independence. Why don't you grab a pen and paper and write this down? It could turn into a great reflection session for you. So trust me, I'm going to give you a moment to do that. Now let's start with a couple of questions. Now here are a few questions for you. How independent are you as a person? What does freedom mean to you? Do you rely on people around you for every little thing and consider yourself free? Do you blame everyone around you for all the bad things that happen to you, that happen in your life, and call yourself independent? Do you keep trying to run away from your own emotions and your feelings and think that you are liberated and independent as an individual? Now, some cliched questions too. Do you rely on your dad or your husband or your brother or any male figure to handle your finances and call yourself financially independent? Do you rely on your mom or your wife or sister, maybe even your daughter or any woman in your house to make you a cup of tea or feed you a meal and you call yourself independent? Do you always need attention, someone to lift your spirits, make you feel better? Do you live in fears? Do you fear loneliness? Do you fear abandonment? Then, those are a couple of questions that you need to ask yourself if you truly want to understand the meaning of your individual independence. If some of these questions have had you thinking, and maybe you're tilted towards not being the way you think you are, then you need to redefine independence. You need to redefine freedom. I'm sorry, I've got to say this, but you are not really independent. You are your own oppressor. You don't even need others to pull you down. No, you do it yourself. So as long as you are a prisoner of your mindset and a slave of your emotions, you just cannot be free. Not mentally, not emotionally, not physically, no. You will always feel caged. And you know that. You're aware of that. So what are you doing about it? Now, what I understand about independence is that to truly feel independent, to truly be free, is not a noun. It's a verb. And here are a couple of ways for you to actually try to be independent in your life holistically. All right? And I think you better get on with this today. So here are 10 ways for you to actually be independent in life, and I've curated these from all my experiences with people from different age groups, different genders, different preferences, different orientations, and what independence really means for all of us collectively. Be self-aware and self-reliant. These aren't qualities that you are born with. Okay, you have to develop these, and you need to start relying on yourself. It is the most courageous thing you will ever do in your life. You must believe me, because I say this all the time. You need to increase your self-awareness. The more aware you are about yourself, the more reliant you will be on the way you deal with yourself, not how others deal with you. Learn to regulate your emotions. The most independent people in the world, around the world, are the ones who know how to manage and regulate their own emotions without expecting the world around them to handle it for them. It's a great way to get rid of codependency. In a relationship, at work, with family, with friends, doesn't matter. But it's just a fantastic way to be independent. Learn to drive. That's right. It may sound silly, but drive. Learn. If you don't know how to, you need to learn. But you must be in a position, you must be able to get yourself from one place to another. Whether you need to or you don't, you must know how to drive. Just like cycling, you need to learn it as a skill because you never know when you're going to require it. Just sign up, register in a driving school if you don't, or go and practice with somebody that you trust in your house. Learn to cook. Cooking was never a gender-defined role. It was, and it is, a survival skill. And trust me, there is no pride at all in saying that I don't know how to cook, I hate cooking, I can't cook. You aren't doing yourself a favor. You're basically dependent for the most crucial and essential part of any human being's life cycle. Food. Okay? Now, I'm not suggesting that you become some kind of master chef, but in case you don't have the people around you to do those kind of chores for you, right? Cooking, survival skill, something as simple as that, something we need, basic necessity. You cannot rely on people. It's great if you have chefs and cooks at your disposal, but imagine the lockdown, imagine the pandemic and the times when we had to do everything on our own. You had to learn, right? So why do you need to learn? Why do you need to do it out of force? Why don't you do it because it makes you more independent? Learn to fix things. I want to tell you quickly that, when I was 18, we were traveling and we had a new Toyota Innova at that time. And we were all on our way to, one of the hill stations. And suddenly, the car just had a flat tire. Okay, and we didn't have Google to assist us. We didn't have any way to understand how to actually change a spare in a Toyota Innova. And the funny part is we didn't even know where the spare was. Now, we had 4 male members of the family in the car. And everybody was panicking. Everybody was going crazy. Guess who was this person who actually fixed a spare, middle of the highway, okay? Although there were plenty of people who have experienced doing all this, fixing things, fixing cars, fixing tires, changing a flat. They have, but who did it? I am not joking with you. It was me. And trust me, it's one of the most liberating things I have done till date. Changing a flat in the middle of the road, on the middle of the highway, without really understanding much. But there was a manual in the car. I went through the manual and I managed to do it. All right. And a brother of mine helped me, but it was me who actually took the effort. And ever since, I always knew one thing. To be independent does not just mean to be financially independent. It means that if you are stuck somewhere, do you know how to get yourself out of a situation? Do you know how to fix simple things? Learn how to fix things. Okay, just because you are not the breadwinner of your family, just because people are not relying on you for anything financial, does not mean you should not know how to make money. All right? Trust me. Believe you me. It is something that you will never regret. Learning a skill that can make you money at any point in time always subconsciously leaves you in a position of power, in a position where you aren't a liability on anyone. If the day comes or the moment arrives or there's a challenge that you face, you know how to feed yourself, you know how to bring food to the table, and you know how to survive. So you better learn a skill that makes you money. Doesn't matter. If you are not the breadwinner of the family, that is not your excuse to not know how to do it. Be financially independent. Okay, when I say be financially independent, like I said, if you aren't the breadwinner of your house, it's okay. You don't have to need the money to be literate about it, to know financial independence, okay? You need to have your own bank account. You need to take up a job, probably dabble in a business transaction or two, trading and transacting. And understanding the value of finances, learning about wealth, if nothing else. And if nothing else, just make sure that you visit the bank to withdraw, to deposit, to understand the processes that are required for you to run a savings account, a current account, whatever you're doing, a joint account, if it's an FD. To be financially independent does not necessarily mean that you have to do everything because you are the one who's responsible. It means that you are learning and you're becoming financially literate. You're not in a position to go to the bank and not know what to do. Okay? Learn. Figure it out. Be resourceful. People who know people? Yeah. Learn to build your resources. Be a person who knows people and a person who knows people who know people. Okay? You may not be good at everything by yourself, but being resourceful in your network, building rapport with people, getting to know people and building a strong personal and professional equation, connection, network, okay? That is extremely important, and that's a great way to increase your independence and also make stronger bonds. Make mistakes and learn from them. All right. Now you need to experience a few things in life, okay? Making mistakes is one of them. And whether you like it or not, you will. Trick is to go on without being mollycoddled out of it, without being made to feel better and pacified about your mistakes. No, stand up, own it, learn from it, move on, get on, make mistakes. It's okay, that's life. But that is not where it ends, that's where it begins. Do it better the next time, but learn to do things, don't stop. Take ownership and take responsibility. Just like your mistakes, you need to take ownership and be responsible for your actions, your choices, and their consequences. Before you blame anyone else for where you are at this point in your life and how codependent you are, ask yourself, how did I get here? And how do I get out of here? You need to ask yourself that. Stop being desperate for attention. Independent people are confident of who they are. They are not very needy, no. But sometimes that might not be the case. Anyway, simple thing here is validate yourself before you expect validation from others. Give yourself attention truly and honestly before you expect attention from others. Embrace compliments and appreciation, but don't feed on them or you'll starve. Because if these others don't give you what you want and you keep wanting that spotlight, things aren't going to work out for you. All right? Be your own parent. I was listening to Mel Robbins and this is just amazing advice. She said, you must be your own parent. When you are young, you have your parents to monitor you and they tell you right from wrong. Now, if it were in your hands, you'd simply just be watching TV all day, right? Now, when you are adulting, you don't have anyone to discipline you. You've got to do it yourself. And this time it's harder. So you've got to be your own parent. You've got to learn how to discipline yourself. You must do what you must do. And that's how you start becoming more and more independent, truly liberated. Now, having said all of this, here is a very interesting observation for you. I've noticed human beings love talking about independence and freedom. But the truth is, when they have it, they don't know what to do with it. People talk more and do less. But freedom is about doing more and talking less. So take charge of your life. You are the sculptor, you are the driver, and you are the artist. So please don't hand the chisel, the steering wheel, and the paintbrush to someone else. Design your life independently. Shape it on your own. Sculpt it. Be aware. Be reliant. Be resilient. Learn to endure. Be courageous. Take account of what's in your control and what's not working out for you, what's not in your control. Learn to let go. And do not be a prisoner of your thoughts. And remember, no one is coming to save you. You are on your own. You are your own knight in shining armor. And the sooner you realize this, the closer you will get to being free, liberated, and independent. Happy Independence Day to all of you. Jai Hind. So my precious people, if you enjoy listening to the Life Manifesto and manifesting your life and achieving your dreams, please go ahead and like and rate our podcast. You can also click on the notification bell to get to know as soon as our latest episode drops. Do subscribe to the Life Manifesto. It's going to help us go a long way and also reach out to like-minded people who want to truly manifest their lives and live the best version of themselves. Meanwhile, do what you love and do it often. And if you don't like something, go right ahead and change it. The power is within you. Thank you for tuning in to the Life Manifesto with me, Zarina. If you find the show useful, then please share it with your friends, family, and co-workers. You never know. You may just help someone become the best version of themselves. And if you want to align your life with some signature masterclasses, certification courses, and live sessions with me, go check out and download my app, Life Manifesto with Zarina Poonawalla, available on Play Store or Apple Store. And if you have any suggestions or anything that you would like to share with me, get in touch with me on my social media handles. I am at Zarina Poonawalla on Instagram and LinkedIn, and at Zarina Speaks on Twitter. See you in the next episode.